Hey, good morning. My name is Bryan Benson. I'm the Deputy Director for the Division of Plant Industry. We are the state's and agency's plant protection branch, and we're headquartered in Gainesville. We've been doing plant protection for about 104 years, and these are some of the historic sites. I'll talk a little bit about our collection of arthropods, some of the pests and diseases, and this is an early shot of our inspection team, and we're responsible for apiary inspection and registering beekeepers. Our mission is to protect Florida's native and commercially grown plants and the state's apiary industries from harmful pests and diseases. And we are looking forward to, in addition to the commercial growing industry of hemp in the state, and anticipate plenty of new challenges with pests and diseases as this new crop is grown in Florida. Our division is broken up into 5 bureaus. Our biggest bureau is the Bureau of Plant and Apiary Inspection. Within that bureau, we have 75 different districts around the state with an inspector assigned to each district. They primarily spend time registering and inspecting nurseries and nursery plant dealers and issuing certificates of inspection for exports to markets. We have a Bureau of Entomology, Nematology, and Plant Pathology. It consists of over 30 PhDs that have specialties in entomology, plant pathologists, nematologists. We have botanists, and they conduct diagnostics on samples and plants that are sent in by our inspectors around the state to identify pests and disease. We have a Bureau of Methods Development and Biological Control. This bureau is set up to help us identify strategies and ways to attack pest and disease issues in our nursery industry, in the agriculture industry. We have a Bureau of Pest Eradication and Control that works on special eradication projects. They oversee our Citrus Health Response Program, which assists our citrus growers in the state dealing with pests and diseases. The Pest Eradication and Control also oversees our giant African land snail eradication program in Miami-Dade and southern Broward County. And our smallest bureau is the Bureau of Citrus Budwood Registration. They deal with the propagation of citrus nursery stock, inspecting those nurseries, inspecting the structures that the nursery stock's built in. They run our Budwood labs, which maintain foundation citrus nursery stock and provide the industry with bud eyes so that all commercially grown citrus plants are true to type and free of pest and disease when they start out. As I mentioned, our headquarters is in Gainesville. We have 53 offices located around the state. The Plant Inspection Bureau breaks it up into 3 regions, a north, central, and southern. There are 5 citrus health response areas that are maintained in through our Pest Eradication and Control branch, 3 citrus budwood facilities, 2 in North Florida and 1 down in Winter Haven, 3 methods labs. Main one is at our headquarters in Gainesville, 1 in Dundee, Florida, and 1 down in Fort Pierce, and 2 biological control insect mass rearing facilities, 1 in Gainesville and the other one in Dundee. The division consists of 591 employees. 250 of those are inspectors working on our emergency programs with our citrus health response and plant inspectors throughout the state. And as I mentioned, we have 30 professional taxonomists in our entomology, nematology, and plant pathology section. Primarily what our inspectors are doing is inspecting nurseries. Registering nurseries, annual registration. They're inspected once a year for inventory and assessed fees based on inventories, and do special inspections for export certification and shipping of plants. We have over 4,800 registered beekeepers in the state. They're also registered annually and pay an annual fee based on the number of hives that they maintain. We have a statewide fruit fly detection program in cooperation with the USDA, where over 56,000 fruit fly traps are serviced on a bi-weekly basis. We have a detector dog program, does inspections on import pathways for exotic pests. They work at private parcel facilities, UPS, FedEx, and are an alert on plant products that come in. They open them up, they inspect them, looking for pests and disease. We also have some detector dogs that work on our giant African land snail program. They're able to detect snails in the environment through scent and detection. We have inspectors that work in cooperation with our sister division Office of Ag Law Enforcement at our interdiction stations. One of the unique things about Florida, only other state that has interdiction stations like Florida is California. We inspect all ag material entering the state. We do inspections of containment facilities where exotic pests, disease, or quarantine plants come into the state and go into these containment facilities. We inspect them for state and federal compliance. And we provide certification to our customers for export of their product out of the state or country. Big challenge for Florida is that we are a gateway sentinel state. We have 28 ports of entry, which allows for a lot of risk for the introduction of pest and disease. 88% of cut flower shipments coming into the United States, and a third of the plant material enter through Florida and travel up into the United States. Big risk for pest and disease coming in with those plants and flowers. We have a climate that varies from temperate to subtropical and tropical in South Florida and the Keys. We bring in over 200 million tons of perishable product, that's food, and from out of the country that, again, just increases the risk of pest and disease. And we have over 115 million visitors each year coming to Florida. The Division of Plant Industry responds when a new pest is found in Florida. We respond quickly. We work to detect it as early as possible. And we do this to keep markets open. If we didn't respond to fruit fly outbreaks or to the giant African land snail outbreak, the plant industry in Florida would crash. Markets would no longer accept products from Florida. So we respond quickly and successfully to exotic fruit flies and are successfully working on the giant African land snail eradication program. Our role with hemp, what the Division of Plant Industry will do is for nursery growers that opt to get in this business, it will be business as usual. You'll be a registered nursery. You will be required, Division of Plant Industry will process applications for hemp growers to grow plants and issue permits. There'll be annual permits. Our inspectors will need to be notified prior to harvest so that we can come out and collect samples to keep you in compliance with the new hemp laws that Kelly and Matt spoke to earlier. Some of the rules are still being developed, but we anticipate being notified by the growers when samples are going to be collected. We'll have an inspector come out, and we will assist with collecting samples and helping you get to harvest. And we will be constantly looking for pests and disease and be ready to help when issues come up. So, thank you.